Olá, boa noite, namastê. Meu nome é Graça, falo aqui de Araguari, Minas Gerais, e é um grande prazer estar aqui nesta segunda-feira, na companhia de vocês, para mais uma meditação diária dessa Raja Yoga. Então, sejam todos muito bem-vindos. Vamos nos acomodando numa postura de meditação. Coloque as mãos abertas sobre o colo, com as palmas voltadas para cima. Mantenha a coluna ereta. E agora vamos relaxar toda a musculatura da face. Vamos relaxar o pescoço, os ombros, os braços. Enfim, vamos relaxar todo o nosso corpo. Agora feche os olhos e neste momento vamos esvaziar a nossa mente de todos os pensamentos e de todas as preocupações. Vamos buscar o nosso silêncio interior para que possamos nos conectar com o poder divino. Podemos fazer 3 grandes respirações. Vamos inspirar e expirar bem devagar, observando sempre o movimento do ar chegando e saindo dos pulmões. E agora, de uma forma amorosa, prestando atenção nos movimentos, vamos juntos elevar a nossa Kundalini e nos proteger com 7 banhos. E com os nossos corações cheios de gratidão, vamos fazer o Namastê à nossa mãe, agradecendo a ela pelo seu imenso amor para conosco. Então, Namastê. Podemos aproximar as nossas bacias e vamos dar início ao nosso banho de pés. Agora vamos vibrar os elementos água e sal. Com a nossa mão direita podemos dar 7 bandas sobre a água, 7 círculos no sentido horário. E agora vamos potencializá-la, entoando o mantra para a divindade das águas. Shri Samudra Devata. Om Tvameva Sashat Shri Samudra Devata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. E agora podemos mergulhar os nossos pés. E a nossa atenção vai para o nosso Muladhara Chakra, o primeiro chakra que se localiza na base da nossa coluna. Podemos colocar a nossa mão direita voltada para a Mãe Terra e a mão esquerda permanece no colo, em direção à foto de Shri Madhavi. E aqui vamos convidar Shri Ganesha, que é a divindade do nosso Muladhara, a estar presente em nossa meditação, para que ele possa remover todos os obstáculos externos e internos que possam atrapalhar a nossa meditação. Mantra a Shri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Ó Shri Ganesha, tu que és o símbolo da inocência e da pureza, por favor, purifica cada célula do nosso ser, purifica os nossos pensamentos, a nossa mente, o nosso olhar e também, Shri Ganesha, os nossos corações. Outra vez, mantra para Shri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Agora a nossa atenção vai para o nosso coração do lado esquerdo, o Anahata Chakra, o nosso quarto chakra. Com a nossa mão direita podemos dar bandos nesse centro, no sentido horário. E aqui vamos sentir a conexão com o nosso espírito. Respire profundamente. Mãe Kundalini, por favor, venha em nossos corações. Ilumina, Mãe, os nossos corações. Preenche cada célula do nosso coração com a luz do vosso amor, de forma que possamos iluminar o mundo inteiro e que o mundo inteiro se torne iluminado pela luz do vosso amor. Mantra para Shri Shiva Parvati. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shiva Parvati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Agora a nossa atenção vai subir até o nosso Hansa Chakra, que se localiza entre as sobrancelhas. Ele é um subchakra do Vishuddha Chakra. Com o nosso dedo indicador direito, podemos massagear esse centro no sentido horário, fazendo uma leve pressão. O Hansa Chakra é muito importante, porque quando iluminado, ele nos dá o poder do discernimento divino. Adquirimos a capacidade de diferenciar o certo do errado, o bom do ruim, o auspicioso do não auspicioso. E esta qualidade nos torna pessoas mais assertivas em nossas escolhas, em nossas decisões, e isso nos dá um equilíbrio e nos ajuda no caminho da nossa evolução e da evolução de toda a humanidade. Então, com atenção no nosso Hansa Chakra, vamos entoar o mantra Hansa Chakra Swamini. Om Tvameva Sashat Shri Hansa Chakra Swamini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Agora a nossa atenção vai até o Sahasrara Chakra, no topo da nossa cabeça. Podemos massagear esse centro no sentido horário, fazendo uma leve pressão. E aqui podemos pedir: Mãe Kundalini, por favor, ilumina o nosso Sahasrara Chakra. Estabeleça em nós, Mãe, o silêncio, a paz, o estado de Nirananda, que é o estado da alegria absoluta, onde podemos sentir a conexão com o divino. Podemos retornar a nossa mão para o colo e vamos meditar por alguns instantes com atenção no Sahasrara Chakra, no estado de consciência sem pensamentos. Agora podemos encerrar o nosso banho de pés. Vamos enxaguar e secar os nossos pés, descartar a água, enxaguar as mãos e retornar para darmos sequência à nossa meditação. Vamos procurar manter a atenção no Sahasrara e voltaremos em 2 minutinhos. Vamos retornando, voltando novamente à postura de meditação. A atenção permanece no Sahasrara Chakra. E agora vamos nos preparar para assistir um trecho de palestra de Shri Mataji. Essa palestra ocorreu em Cabela, na Itália, no ano de 1999, por ocasião do Sahasrara Puja. Nesta palestra, Shri Mataji vai nos falar de Param Chaitanya, o poder divino que cuida de nós e que nos protege de todas as negatividades. Então, com todo respeito, vamos assistir Shri Mataji.
Whatever you think was right, whatever was your dream and your aims of life, all these aspirations, they melt away. And then you take to reality and you start seeing the reality of everything. Unless and until you see that reality, you will be going with other crowd. These people are saying so, so let's do that. They are saying so, so let's do that. But you cannot see whether it is correct or not, is good for you or not, or whether it is going to help you. This kind of thing is so common in the whole world, and that's why there is so much problem. Because they don't know the reality. Once you know the reality, most of the problems can be finished. Because this brain itself is creating problems. First of all, it commits all kinds of atrocities, violence, everything. Then it also justifies itself. And then it does even worse things. All this, they used to call it as sin. But now in Sahaja Yoga, that's finished. Whatever your brain was contaminated with is now cleansed. It has got the knowledge. And through the knowledge, you can make out what is right and what is wrong. Up to this point is all right. But then you must have full understanding that whatever right is right and whatever wrong is wrong, and we should not do anything that is wrong, always do the right. You have to decide on that point. Now we have to do the right only, never the wrong. This, when it comes to your mind, then what starts is your determination, what we call as devotion, dedication, surrender. With that you give up all your false ideas and all your false pride, all other things that you have been doing so far, and immediately you become a different person, a beautiful person. Now the third thing that happens to you, which never happened to you before, that you feel that unless and until I give the same state to other people, it won't be all right. It won't be all right for me to talk to them. So you start talking to your brothers, sisters, then you start talking to other people, then you start talking to whole nation. You can talk about such. That I have gained so much, I have got these things. So now, why not you take it? But to expect that by talking, by discussion, by arguments, by sermoning, they will never take. Because their brain, as I told you, is just the same, still full of ignorance. So what you have to do is to raise their kundalini. Once you raise their kundalini and their brain opens, then they are on the same line as yourself. They don't have to worry about what is good and what is bad. They know themselves. Now that is what is very important. To correct this world is very important, that you all should know what is right and what is wrong. And you have a vehicle of Parama Chaitanya to know what is wrong and what is right. Now this trend starts moving, and as you see, there are so many people today with their open sastra. So opening sastra was the most important part of the evolutionary process. All the evolution process brought human beings to what level? We had wars, we had all kinds of silly programs by which we really ruined so many countries, so many people. Now when you are one with that all-pervading power, it's a pure power, it's a nirmal power, absolutely pure power. That gives you complete sense and complete understanding as to how you should move, how you should live, and what you should have. This is what is self-realization, they say. But I would say that self-realization is much further than that. Even if your brain is enriched by the knowledge, the real knowledge, still there are other things which you should have. And the most important thing is that you have to be completely aware, again I say word aware, of where you stand in this big plan of world global transformation. What is your position? What are you supposed to do for this global transformation? What is your position? Where do you stand? What is the work for you to be done? Now you've got this compulsion on you that I have to do something. When this compulsion starts working on you, which is not dreadful, which is not annoying, but very peaceful and joyful, which says that I have to see that others also know themselves. So to know themselves is, first of all, you must know your own chakras. Yes, many people get their realization, I know, very quickly, but they do not settle down with their chakras. They have to see to their chakras why you have problems on your chakras. They will know they have problems, but they still go on without paying attention or without looking at it. To them it is a kind of a, by the way, you can say, that these problems are with me, it doesn't matter. But what does it matter as long as I am working out Sahaja Yoga? It is not only for others but for yourself also. It is important that you should get your chakras corrected. That's the most important thing for you, and then you will have self-knowledge. In the sense you will know what is the defect, where is the defect, what am I doing wrong, what should I do. And then when you correct it, when you correct those centers, then your awareness, I would say, will be really fully enlightened about all the work. That's a tremendous thing. It's very tremendous. Because if you have to transform this mad world into something very sane, and if you have to give them all self-realization, imagine the task, how great it is, how many people we need to do it. But if your willpower is strong about it, and you feel compelled to do it. But normally, you see, we are compelled because we have to run our houses, we have to earn money, we have to do this, we have to do that. That you can do. But main object of your life is to transform people and to work it out, this transformation for the global peace. I don't know it has been predicted or not that a complete transformation will take place. But they have talked about transformation. I don't know that part, and I just don't bother my head as to how many people are getting transformed. But after transformation, you must settle down. First of all, you should see if you are a peaceful person, if there is peace in your heart. If you have no peace in your heart, then you are not a surgeon. If you get excited and if you start shouting at people and all that, it means you are not surgeon. You have to have a very, very peaceful temperament. That is very important. Now with that peace, what should be there? Pure compassion. What you are doing is not for your benefit or as such, but because you are compelled by this force to do good for others, to transform them. This is the greatest good you can do to others, that their brains are put right. They get rid of their diseases, they get rid of their problems, it's all there. But the first thing and the most important thing that happens, that they get the power to transform others. When you have that power to transform others, you should not waste it. You should not use it for yourself. That means the growth is not complete. You must talk about it, you must tell about it, and you must work it out. Wherever it is possible, you have to work it out. This is the way we can spread people on a global level who can get complete transformation. All our problems, whether in India or anywhere, is because of human beings. Because they have been not enlightened. See, if you are enlightened, you will have no problem of any quarreling or any fighting and all that. If you are enlightened, then you will think about others. Others as if they are your own. Bother your heads about them. You will not think about yourself anymore. If you are enlightened, then no question of any violence in your head. Nowadays, in the name of religion, in the name of everything, there is so much of violence. This violence can be easily corrected if they all become Sahajogis. Think, if all people become Sahajogis, how will they quarrel? For what? So this religion is there, but above all these religions is the religion of Sahaja, where you become one, and there all these quarrels of religions will disappear. This is not the only problem we have as human beings. We have some other problems also, very serious. That is, we have a hankering. We are very greedy. We cannot adjust yourself to any other circumstances. We want to live in complete comfort and this and that. But after this, you can sleep anywhere, you can eat anywhere, you need not eat. You become a person who is above all these needs, all these demands, absent. Then you don't worry. You don't worry. Just worry for what? Supposing I get lost somewhere and the car is going in a wrong way. All right, I have to go that way. That's why I'm going like that. What is there to feel upset about? So many things, small, big, happen in your life for which you get upset. But now, with this blessing of Sahasrara. You'll be amazed there is help from Param Chaitanya. And that means a tremendous help because it acts globally, it acts individually, it acts on communities, it acts on nations because there is divine, what we call divine. Where is the divine play going on? And this divine play plays tremendous beautiful things by which people start correcting themselves. So you should never be nervous, you should never be upset because you have the divine power within you and it will correct. It can correct anyone. I mean, recently we had a case of one boy who was hit by a truck and they said his lungs were smashed. Now with the lungs smashed, nobody has heard that they become normal. Not only they became normal, but he started breathing normal. And now he is all right. This work is done by Param Chaitanya. You don't have to do anything. Any problem comes before you, before it really touches you, is solved by the Param Chaitanya.
Podemos fechar os nossos olhos e vamos meditar. Vamos entregar completamente aos poderes de Parachaitanya. Vamos deixar que ele cuide de nós. Mantenha atenção no Sahasrara, no estado de consciência sem pensamentos. Se vier um pensamento, apenas perdoe. E agora juntos vamos entoar o Maha Mantra. Shrimati, Mãe, nós, os teus filhos, te agradecemos por infinitas bênçãos recebidas e pela sua proteção divina, estabelecendo assim a esperança e a confiança em nossos corações. Obrigada, Shri Mataji, novamente e novamente. A nossa meditação está chegando ao final, então juntos vamos elevar a nossa Kundalini e dar os 7 bandhas de proteção. Obrigada a todos pela companhia. Encontraremos amanhã às 5 horas na meditação matinal. Tenham todos uma ótima noite, um bom descanso e uma semana iluminada. Namastê e Jai Shri Mataji.